Hello and welcome to Kami Games Recommends, the series where I recommend games which I have really enjoyed personally and I believe are worth checking out. In this video, I recommend Asura, a top-down hack-and-slash roguelite featuring rich Indian mythology, developed by Ogre Head Studios and released on Steam in April 2017. For disclosure, I received this game for free. Firstly, welcome back to our regularly scheduled videos. If you missed my message on Twitter, do follow me for the latest updates on the channel. In essence, I went on a holiday and with some work matters to clear, did not really have the time to make videos. I do apologize for the lack of content, but putting that aside, we are back into the full swing of things, so do stay tuned for more great indie games. First up is Asura, a game which I first covered a couple of months back when I got access to the demo version, and my impressions then were really positive. After having played a couple of runs from the full release, I'm glad to report that it has not failed to impress and is a fantastic, challenging but fun roguelite experience. Firstly, I love that the developers have unapologetically infused their own culture and language into the game while still remaining accessible. In its description, Asura states that it takes inspiration from the richness of Indian mythology, which is something not commonly explored in games. Everything from the world built down to the story and the gameplay mechanics all have a very rich and unique feel to them, which is a definite plus in highlighting something different. I mean, simply listen to this bit of story exposition to get a feel of the game.
और मैं अपना बदला लेकर ही रहूंगा। देव साम्राज्य ने 5 मजबूत किलों का निर्माण किया मेरे आक्रमण को रोकने के लिए। प्रत्येक किले की सुरक्षा और उसकी रखवाली के लिए उन्होंने अपने क्षेत्र से महान योद्धाओं को चुना है। मैं उनके हर एक योद्धाओं का शिकार करूंगा। केवल तभी मेरा सामना उसी रामा से हो पाएगा।
Here, we hear an unmistakably foreign language being used to narrate the same story of trials, tribulations, and vengeance seen in other games. But from the outset, due to the narration, a tone is clearly set for the game. Much like how Japanese anime with Japanese voices and English subtitles is, I think, the preferred way to watch anime rather than an English dub, Asura makes use of this as well to great effect. I love how the developers are proud of their heritage and culture, and I feel are sharing this with the world through their creation. The gist of the story here involves a conquering ruler, the Maharaja, being warned by a mystic or a yogi of impending doom to his empire if a blood sacrifice is not made. On hearing this, the great ruler then uses his troops to slaughter innocents to seek out the perfect sacrifice. A young boy was selected, and upon his burning at the stake, was spared death due to the gods and is reincarnated into an Asura or a demon, and hence seeks revenge on the now god king. As a hack-and-slash roguelite, this plays similar to games such as Diablo 2 or Victor Vran, but is more punishing due to the roguelite nature of the game. The standard roguelite elements are present here, such as procedural generation of the levels or fortresses, and permadeath. However, Asura takes things one step further by introducing procedurally generated skill trees as well. You begin at level 1 at the start of each run, and killing enemies gives you the opportunity to loot them for gold or to absorb them for experience. Collecting enough experience levels you up, where you can then access the skill tree, which should be familiar to players of action RPGs. There are 4 color-coded routes to take, with each focusing on a particular style of combat, while the skill trees and skills themselves bear uniquely Indian names. And I do apologize for the lack of knowledge of specific languages, since I do not know enough to differentiate between Hindi and Tamil, for example. Broadly speaking, I feel that the red tree focuses on melee, the green on ranged, the purple on magic, and the yellow on heavy weapons such as hammers. Although all trees, I think, do have passive or utility abilities that aid in different ways. Asura features both melee and ranged attacks, but the default ranged weapon is dependent on the number of arrows that you can carry, which has an initial limit of 20. As such, melee combat is most utilized for the bulk of the game unless you happen to chance upon powerful ranged weapons or plenty of ammo. Combat here does feel pretty good, with the strikes from the Asura feeling particularly satisfying. Also, enemies do have a tail before they attack, making each combat encounter very skill-based, which is always fun to learn. Furthermore, there is quite a nice variety of enemies that I encountered, with the store page listing 50 enemy types spread over 4 enemy races. I've seen human archers, spearmen and javelin throwers, to a monkey-like race called the Vanara, wielding weapons such as slings, and even cannon-wielding elephant men belonging to the Hafira race. It is a unique cast of enemies, which does make combat an experience of discovery. Each run comprises of 5 fortresses that you have to clear, with each being procedurally generated and having their own unique visual look and tileset. If you have seen my previous video, the content in the demo version simply covered the first fortress. There are boss fights at the end of each fortress, and while there isn't as large a variety as the boss encounters in The Binding of Isaac for example, those that I've encountered were fun enough, such as a heavy brute of a warrior, a nimble archer, and even twin bosses that you have to fight at the same time, similar to the concept in the Trigger Twins in Enter the Gungeon. On top of these very solid fundamentals, Asura also has an inventory and equipment system. In the bottom right, you have 6 slots in your inventory to hold items like meat, which can heal you, or quivers of arrows to replenish your ammo. However, there are also items that can be held in your inventory which will give you some stat boost, and this has to be balanced out with your consumables. Furthermore, there are equipment slots including spaces for shoulder, hand and leg armor. If you are lucky, these may drop from enemies or looted from arsenal chests. But most commonly, a random piece of armor can be forged at the appropriate crafting station, simply costing gold without a complicated crafting system. These confer benefits such as increased stats, but more importantly, do increase max health as well, which is why you will see rather long health bars in this video. Added health is a necessity, as enemies can do more than 1 point of damage per attack. Interestingly, these equipment can break as well, which is what happened to me when I was set on fire. I thought that this was a neat little touch to add in added risk-reward decisions that the player has to make. Finally, there are 3 additional Asuras that you can unlock to play as, with again being helpfully color-coded, which reflects their specialization. With 82 skills and 82 weapons in the game, Asura is sure to provide plenty of variety and challenge. In fact, there are even 3 difficulty settings in-game where I believe you have to beat the game on lower difficulties before being able to select the harder ones, with a leaderboard on the homepage indicating players who have completed the game on the hardest difficulty in the shortest amount of time. Overall, Asura is a fantastic addition into the rogue-lite genre, blending in elements from action RPGs very effectively, creating a product which not only plays well, but does also have plenty of variety in gameplay. For these reasons, Asura is an easy recommendation from me, so do check it out. Anyway, that will do it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Leave a comment if you like. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next video.